What's crackling, codelets? In this quick video, I'm going to show you how to migrate your MySQL databases from your existing c9.io container or workspace over to the new GourmIDE container. So here we're inside of C9, we are logged in to our workspace, and let's go ahead and open up our databases to see what we're working with here. So we'll do a MySQL-CTL CLI, and that'll open up the MySQL shell. And then we're going to go show databases. And so we have a bunch of databases here, so you got to do this for each individual database that you want to export. So let's say this IG clone one right here, if we do use IG clone and then show tables, you can see it's got some tables inside of here. We could like select all from photos, and you'll see it's got a bunch of data inside of it. So instead of recreating this stuff from scratch, which you could do, but instead of doing that, you just want to back this stuff up, export it somehow, and then import it over into your new Gourm container. So in order to do that, pretty simple. You're going to go ahead and exit out of here. The command we're going to run is going to be run strictly from the command line. So inside of your bash terminal here, the command is MySQL dump, all one word, -u, that stands for user. And so in this case, you're going to want to put, I think, either root or the name of your user. Let's go ahead and try it with our username first. So for me, it's NAX3T. So the user's username, and then -p. This is going to be the database that you want to do. So in my case, I decided I want to do the IG_clone database. Now, we're going to put this into a file. So right now, I'm actually inside of Yelp Camp. I'm going to need to move that file, but I'm not too worried about it. So just name the file at this point. So you're going to do a greater than sign. This is kind of like basically saying that the output of this command right here is going to go into whatever file. And so the file, we're just going to call it igclone backup.sql and hit enter. And so it's asking me for my password, and I don't even know if I have a password. Okay, so let's see if that worked. So we'll go over to Yelp Camp, and here's this igclone backup.sql file. So ideally this would be, up a directory so you can move it up if you want to. And here it is. Now it's no longer inside Yelp Camp. And if I double click it, it's going to take a second to load. But when it does, it's going to have everything we need inside of it to basically recreate this database with all of its tables and all of their data. So if you want, you can right click it and you can download the file, and then when you go over to Gourm, you can upload the file there. Or if it's not a huge file, which this one doesn't seem like it's too big, you can select all inside the file with the code editor here. So Command A for me on Mac, it'd be Control A on PC, and then right click and copy, or Control C, Command C. So then head over to your Gourm container, and inside of the main directory that you have here, create a new file, and you can name it the same thing. Let's just call it IG_clone_ backup.sql, and click OK. And so then here's this empty file right here. And so at this point, you're just going to paste it in. For me, it's Command V. For you, it may be something else. You can always go to Help and then click on the View All Shortcuts icon, and this will pull up all the shortcuts. Or you can do Command H if you're on Mac. I think it might be Control H on PC. So hit Escape once you're done finding the shortcut. So once you've pasted this in here, then you'll want to save this file. And so we'll save it. Great. Now we have this file available to us so that we can actually import it. So you'll want to get your MySQL server running. I think mine's already running, but the command is sudo service MySQL start. And then once you get that running, you'll want to go into the MySQL shell. So MySQL-p, enter your password, and now you're inside the shell right here. So at this point, we need to first create the name of the database that we want to put all this data into. So if I show my databases here, you'll see that I don't have an IG clone. So the command for that is create database IG_clone, and then hit enter. And now that it's created, you can show your databases. There it is. If we want to use it, just type use IG_clone, and now the database has been changed. Now that we're inside of the IG_clone database, and it's named exactly the same way that it was over here, if we go back to the bash terminal, you can see IG_clone over in C9. That's what it was named previously. So back over here in Gorm, now what we want to do is import it with the source command. So we're going to do source. Now with Gorm, you start with the /workspace/ and then the name of this folder right here. So GourmIDE test is the name of mine. Yours may be different, but it's just going to be this main briefcase that we're inside of here. So I'm going to do gorm-ide-test. So the name of the container, and then the name of the file, unless you have that file inside of another folder, which I do not. My file is right here. So I'm just going to do ig_clone_backup.sql and hit enter, and it's going to do a bunch of crazy stuff. And then when it's done, it'll say MySQL again. So now, since we're already inside of the IG clone database, we can show tables to see if it worked. And there's all the tables that we expected. And we can even do like a select all from photos, and there's all the data. So that's it, simple as that. You have your existing database from C9. You're going to run the command that I showed you, which is around here somewhere. This one right here, MySQL dump -u, your username, -p, the name of the database, greater than symbol, and then the name of the file that you want it to be put into. And then go open that file, copy those contents, go over to Gorm, create a new file, similar or same name, paste the contents, save the file, start up the MySQL shell, and run the command to create the database. And then you're going to use the database, and then you're going to source that file with all of the contents into that database. That's it for migrating from C9 over to Gorm with your MySQL databases. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in the next video.